Oh, here we go. Mud check. Last thing I had to do in this basement was get these window sills, paint ready, and a little bit of that wall. I was going to bust it out, so I made that hole, and I stopped and was like, it's going to be too much work. So the blue stuff is the tile over tile primer. Then I used Durabond to give me a nice, good bond for my first coat. For the wall, I had to chisel it off. I couldn't do it with the window sills because it would have just did too much damage on the corners. And I don't know what was underneath. Nonetheless, second coat, 5 minute only after the Durabond. Once the Durabond gets on there, give me a real solid bond. I did like 3 coats of 5 minute. Nice and smooth. Keep it thin. Nice little build up. And just keep layering it on nice and thin until you get it almost sandless. I do sand only once though. I don't sand between coats because I put it on nice and thin, nice and smooth. You hear me? Get the rest of this mosaic off the wall. Fill in this little gap with some 5/8, couple screws, and Durabond the first coat. I could have primed it first, get an extra good bond. But the Durabond, that brown bag, is what dries good when you're doing plaster repair and it gets hard like concrete. Nonetheless, 5 minutes on top of that. Build it out. Keep it smooth. Keep it thin. You hear me? I was MK the Mud King. I think I'm back. Like I never went nowhere. Nonetheless, this yellow tint time, I think I did one more coat of 5. Yeah. Another coat of 5 minutes. See that like glass. Because there are no imperfections in glass. You hear me? The aim is perfection. Had to build out the edge, gets a little tricky there. Try to keep building out top and sides. And you have to sand it smooth. Paint the wall yellow with the yellow tint. People ask what the yellow tint is. This is just the same as mud. It's pre-made, but it's way easier to work with and it's easy to sand. Nice and smooth. Add a little water to it. And like magic. Sand it. The day I was sanding, I forgot the damn primer. I was devastated. I had to come back. It's a bunch of just a couple hour days where you just put it on one coat. You gotta let it dry and cure real good. And then prime that thing 2 times. You see how smooth it is. Whew. The goal is to act like I was never there. Alright, I remember there was tile underneath there. Whew. Looking good in the neighborhood. Paint ready. I don't paint. I get it paint ready. Sand. Mud tape, sand, and prime. Put the cover plates back on. And I had to clean up the floor. I should have covered the floor, but I didn't. Shoulda, woulda, coulda.